Hey YouTube, so this video is going to be a little different. It's going to consist of a short story, something awkward happened to me a few days ago, and a rant. But what's different about it is my soundtrack today is the train, because I figured I wouldn't be as adamant about it later this evening as I am right now. So yeah, alright, so awkward story. It happened on Wednesday and it's 2 days later and I'm still embarrassed about it. So I went into this Dunkin' Donuts on Wednesday, and this little bit of like awkward story, like a little awkward backstory. So I was looking for it. I never found any visual cues to alert me to that particular Dunkin' Donuts, and there's always like a homeless guy that stands outside of it. So I always feel really awkward kind of like going closer to the building line because I don't want to walk into him. So that's always been that. So sorry, just adjusting my hand position on my iPad. Okay. Anyway, so I thought I found it, but I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to go closer to the building line because of the homeless guy, as I said. So and then I saw this woman come out, and I smelled the coffee and donuts. So I was like, oh, okay, it's here. But I just wanted to double check. So I asked her, and she like took my arm and guided me to the door and held it for me, and that was really nice. Awesome. So I get to the line and I'm about to walk to the back of it when the cashier calls out to me and it's like, oh, I'll take you over here. And I figured she was talking to me. I tell you guys, it's always awkward when people just call out. I'm never positive if they're talking to me or not, but I usually just assume and then have an awkward moment later if they're not. So, but I go over to her and I shift my book bag and I kind of like swing my arm a little and I hit this guy right in the butt. And I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And he was like, yeah, it's fine. And then there were a few other people who just kind of like chuckled. And it was really embarrassing. My face was actually just red the whole first half of Wednesday because I was on the train with my mom, and I don't remember what happened, but I was like, what you doing? And she told me she was reading, and I was like, what you reading? And she's like, 50 Shades of Grey. Now first of all, she said shade like with her accent and she left out the S, so 50 Shades of Grey. And then second of all, why are you reading 50 Shades of Grey? 50 Shades. Sorry, 50 Shades of Grey. That's atrocious, Mom. Like, I know she's not, like I'm not sure of the best way to say this without grossing myself out, but she still has fun. I just don't want to hear when you're reading. I don't know, maybe because reading is like my territory. I don't know. Anyway, so to the rant. Now this morning I left my house. So today is the first day of the entire week that I'm walking to the train. I told you I did it all of last week. But then this week my mom's been home, so we've walked together. But, so today, like I said, first day of this week that I'm walking to the train, and she's like, oh, be careful if anyone tries to hurt you, like, scream, and yada yada yada. Okay, Mom, nothing happened last week. I think I'll be good. But, whatevs. So, I get to the corner of our street, and this guy, I'm walking, and I'm about to walk into this pole, and this guy is like, hey, I'm standing in front of the pole, and I was like, oh, okay. Granted, like, I think I took 2 more steps as we were talking, and then I saw it before I walked into it, so I probably would have been able to avoid it. But, okay, that's nice. So he's like, you're not at the street yet, and I was like, yes, I know, thank you. And so then I like turn a little and I continue along my path to the corner, and I get to the corner and he calls out to me, he's like, you can cross now. And I like nodded, and he like runs over to me and he's like, did you hear me? You can cross, miss. And I was like, okay, thank you. So I crossed, and then I turned to cross the other way. No one assaulted me verbally or physically there. Then when I say assault, I don't mean like in the arrested way. I just mean in the super over friendly way. But So then I cross over and I'm walking, yada yada yada. So then I get to the next crossing, and this lady, she's like, "You're moving too close to the curb," and she is screaming at me at the top of her lungs that I'm moving too close to the curb. And I'm like, I like kind of like raised my hand in like a placating gesture, and I was just like, "Okay, ma'am, it's okay." Sorry, my hand is like cramping. Okay, anyway. And I'm like, "It's okay, ma'am," and you know, she's just disregarding me. She's like, "Okay, you can cross now." And she's like, "Go, cross." And I'm just like, "Lady, it's okay. I've got it. Thank you." And she's like, "Are you sure?" And then she walks over to me. She's like, "Do you want me to help you cross?" "No, I'm fine. You already yelled at me that I could cross, so you obviously thought that I could do it on my own. Leave me alone." Sorry. Okay. I'm not gonna do this again. I'll just save my rants for later, next time, unless I have someone to record for me. But anyway. So then I'm walking to the train, and I walk past it a little, I overshoot, and this woman, she just like grabs my arm, she's like, "Where are you going? Are you going to the train?" And I'm just like, why are you grabbing me? And I'm, excuse my language, but just like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, okay, I passed the train station, and I was about to turn around. You don't have to grab me, like, I've said this so many times. You could like touch my arm gently just to let me know that you're talking to me. Like, it doesn't have to be this whole big ordeal. No, like 5 people. I was on the bus earlier this week, and I asked someone, you know, I kind of like called out, were there any seats available? And like 3 people grabbed my arm. Someone like grabbed my cane and was like, you know, they pulled my cane and was tapping the seat, and I kind of like tugged my arms and my cane away, and everybody like gets offended. But like, what the fuck, guys? My cane is my eyes. It's like an extension of my body part, so don't grab my cane, and then don't grab my actual body parts, like my arms or whatever, because it's very uncomfortable. And again, I've said this so many times, but I totally understand. I understand that people are just being helpful, and most people don't even realize like how it might come off, but that's also part of the problem. Like, if you're helping that little lady across the street, you'd probably ask her if she needs help. You wouldn't just like grab her and start dragging her across the street. Why the fuck does me being blind, visually impaired, whatever, like change that? So I get to the platform and someone grabs my arm and they're like, "You're going up the stairs now." No shit, really? And again, like, I'm always pleasant to these people. I generally get annoyed more on the inside or to other people because, again, I realize that people, my hands, are just trying to be helpful, and like, no harm is meant, but it's annoying after a little while. And this was only my morning. Like, so many people, I want to say maybe 5 people offered and grabbed me to offer assistance this morning, and you know, that's just this morning. Like, I'll still accumulate some stories this evening, or like this afternoon into this evening, and like, I just wanted to rant about it because maybe my subscribers and whoever else like views my videos, and you know, just the YouTube world, maybe my agitation will, I don't know, I guess inspire you, or not inspire, that's not the right word, but I'll just use inspire for lack of a better term. Will, I guess, inspire you to, you know, think about how you approach the blind person. Yesterday my sister was telling me she saw, every time she sees a blind person, she always wants to go over, like run over to them and help. She's like, "But then I think about you." And I'm like, you know, it's nothing wrong with asking for help, but don't grab them, just touch them. And you know, my sister is very, very conscious. She's really good. But she told me, she's like, "I won't lie though, I creepily watch them until they get to their destination, like, just so I make sure." Like, so someone was transferring from the F train to the A train, and they were moving like really cautiously. She's like, they weren't speed walking like I do. And she's like, you know, and I was just watching just to make sure. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. But don't like preemptively grab someone. Oh my gosh, I hate when I'm on the train, or no, when I'm on the platform, and someone just starts yelling at me, like when I'm standing next to the yellow line, the warning strip. I've said this in previous videos, but, or I think I have. I've definitely said it in my blog. But when I'm standing close to the warning strip and I'm standing too close for someone else's comfort, now I usually only do this at the really loud stations, like Grand Central or Times Square or Atlantic, so the really loud stations, because I won't hear the train pulling in, so I have to depend on seeing it. And now I don't just stand out in the open because that makes me really uncomfortable, but I do like lean against the pillars, and people have like come up to me and they're like, "You're standing too close," blah blah blah, and they're just shouting at me. Like, first of all, why are you shouting? I'm blind. There's nothing wrong with my ears. And maybe if I were like if I were deaf and blind, maybe, but it's rare. I don't know what percentage, but anyway, like, if you're also shouting at someone who's standing on like, I'm 2 steps away from the edge of the platform. Okay, maybe not 2 steps, maybe 3. But I don't know, just like, why the hell are you shouting at someone standing at the edge? And granted, I don't mean it like in a suicidal way, but it could end up being a bad situation if it's someone that startles like really easily. And on that token about people yelling and screaming, so I was on the 1 train yesterday, and the conductor, I guess he saw me because I walked past his car to get onto the train. So I get onto the train and I'm just listening to my music. I know that the stop that I need it's only 2 stops from where I got onto the train, so I don't even have to pay attention. But the conductor comes and he's like, "Hey, what stop are you getting off at?" And he says it's so loud, and I startled really badly. And I think I startled easily, but I'm pretty good at playing it off. But like, my heart pounded. I like jumped because all of a sudden there's this face close to my face and this loud person in my ear. Like, what? I don't even know. I wanted to rant, and hopefully my rant can, I don't know, give an inkling or a bit of understanding to all of my subscribers out there. Just like, it's annoying. Think about how you come off. Like, the blind person might not say it to you at the moment, but like, if you're grabbing them, do you want someone in New York City, like, especially in New York City, if someone grabs you, your first instinct is to assume that you're being robbed, or for most people anyway. But for me, like, being grabbed is so commonplace, like, I might not even realize that I'm being robbed initially, you know, because I'm just like, oh, is this person helping me again? Now, a lot of times I just take it and I just go with it because I don't want to like cause a scene, because people have argued with me about whether or not I needed help or whether or not I should sit. But sorry, got distracted. Anyway, but yeah, so whether or not I should sit, or whether or not they felt I needed assistance, or whether or not them assisting me would make them feel better, I don't give a fuck how you feel. What about me? And I don't always feel that way, because as I said so many times, and I said this so many times throughout this video too, I think, like, it depends on your approach. How you approach me dictates how I react to you. As with anybody, like a gentle touch on the arm versus being grabbed. But when people grab me, I don't always say anything, but there are times when I kind of tense my arm and pull away, or just do something to alert them, like, you know, I'm not cool with you grabbing me. And some people get annoyed, like, you know, I'm trying to help you. Okay, you didn't say that when you grabbed me. Like, you're just grabbing this blind person. I have no idea who you are, what your intention is. I'm pretty sure I don't even know where to continue. I'm just frustrated. I just like all of the people touching me today. It's just annoying. And one more time, I'll reiterate before I end this video. I totally understand that your heart is in the right place, but after you see this blind person that you feel must need help because they're blind, then think about it just a second more. Like, how should I talk to them? Maybe I shouldn't call out to them because they might not realize that I'm talking to them. But maybe I shouldn't just grab their arm like a child kidnapper. I couldn't find that word. I shouldn't just grab their arm and start dragging them. And so many people think that it's like normal, I guess. It's weird. Or, you know, just okay. What I was going to say was just basically a repeat of what I've already said a million times. So, yeah, just have a good day, guys. And hopefully my day goes well. I'm going to see Finding Dory later. Hopefully I enjoy that. Yeah, have a good Friday. Till next time.